Hi everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live. My name is Joyce Whitman and I am StampinScrapper.com. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. I'm so glad you could join me tonight. I have a really fun project to show you. What I want to do first is show you what came in the mail. Look at, oh, my lights are really bright tonight. I changed lighting. The new catalog is here. Maybe if I put it down, it won't be so quite so bright. Look at how pretty it is. Oh, love, love, love this. I can't show you the inside yet, but I can tell you, just look at all of this from Sail Away. Beautiful, and the Magnolia Suite. Oh, you're gonna love it. Now remember, if you've ordered from me in the last year, that you can get one free. If you live in this area, you can pick it up or get it at one of my classes, or my catalog kickoff is going to be June 7th. Or you can, if you live away and you've ordered from me, I will send you one in the mail. Due to the price increase that I will not be mailing them to people that are in town. Also, I wanted to let you know that tomorrow on my blog, StampinScrapper.com, I will have information about my new, my first retreat ever. We're calling it Stampin' Scrapper Holiday Extravaganza. We're going to be using products from the holiday catalog that will come out in September. So I hope you can hop over there tomorrow, check it out, and get all the information. And I'd love for you to join us. Okay, so today, Stampin' Up! Is celebrating Lovely as a Tree. Lovely as a Tree has been, and this is a stamp set. This stamp set has been around since 2001. I know, can you believe that? 18 years this stamp has been in the catalog. Well, we have to say goodbye to it because this is retiring, but guess what? There's another set that came out in last year's holiday catalog. Look at this, Rooted in Nature. No, it came out in the 2017 holiday catalog. I take that back. This is Rooted in Nature. Isn't that beautiful? If you go on my blog for my blog post today, I did Goodbye, Lovely as a Tree, Hello, Rooted in Nature. So tonight, though, I'm going to just be featuring the Lovely as a Tree, but you could easily use the Rooted in Nature stamp set in place. So this is the card that we're going to be making today. I'm going to show you how to use our brayer and sponges to get this beautiful sunset. And the thank you, this is Lovely as a Tree. The thank you came from the Calligraphy Essentials. Okay, this one's really, let me see if I can get it up high. Calligraphy Essentials stamp set. And this is also retiring. That comes with, there's a kit that goes with this that you can get, and it shows you how to do the calligraphy. And it's beautiful. And you know what? I've used a stamp set a lot, just like this, just for the outline. Beautiful. So this is a great stamp set to get too. Now remember, all of our retiring products are while supplies last. And so you need to get them now or they're goodbye forever. So we're going to start with this card. So what we're going to do is, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. The first thing you need is, this is crushed curry cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. Then you're going to take a piece of black, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of whisper white cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And what I'm going to do is bring this in because this is very messy. Put this up here. This is very messy, so I want to cover my nicer paper so we can do this. So now put this stamp set here so you can see what we're going to work on. Now the colors that I'm using today are, let me get my little sponges off them. I am going to use Daffodil Delight, Crushed Curry, Cajun Craze, and Garden Green. So those are our colors for our card today. And we're going to start with the Daffodil Delight. And what I wanted to do with this was I wanted to cover all of this. Now, when you're using your brayer, make sure you don't go like this. You want to go all the way across because you want to make sure you get your whole sponge covered with ink. And if you go back and forth like this, you're only going to get a part of it. So you want to get the whole sponge. And literally all I did was I covered the whole card with this. And I didn't do it really dark. I actually started, darker down here, and then I went lighter. And this is going to be my bottom, is the lighter part. But I just wanted to give it a good covering, but not super dark, because we want this light right here coming through. So like I said, I did the top a little bit darker. Now right now it's upside down. This is what it should go like that. Okay, that light, is that glaring too much on? I feel like it's glaring right there. Sorry, I'm adjusting lights while we're in here. Okay, hope you can see that good. Okay, so now we're gonna take our crushed curry. Again, I'm going to be using my sprayer, and I'm only gonna be doing the top part here, and I'm only going down about halfway. So again, do your sponge like this. And like I said, I'm only going about halfway, but I don't want the darkest here. I want the lightest here. So I'm going to start up here, go back and forth, and then come down. And you want to do this gentle because you don't want lines. Like here, I did it a little bit dark, but I can fix that with a sponge. So you want to make sure that you're going down lightly and not real, don't push hard on your sprayer. Just do it real light. And that's hard sometimes because you want to get that coverage on there. Well, a little bit darker here. Okay. And I'm purposely doing it a little bit dark on the top because that will give it a good base for when I come in with my Cajun Craze. Hi, Mary. I'm so glad you can join me tonight. How are you doing, my sweet friend? Okay, so now we're going to do the Cajun Craze. For me, you could use the brayer, absolutely. But for me, I like to do the sponge. And what I do is I cut my sponges in 4 quarters, and then I punch out with a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, which is retiring. So you want to get that, is put that on here, and then just write the name and stamp it. And then I have this to hold on to it. And I'm changing sponges when I'm doing different colors. I have 2 sponges here. This is Crushed Curry, and this is Daffodil Delight. And one thing, what I do is I will put them over like this so I know which color goes with which one so you don't mess them up. So that's how I keep them straight. Good question, Mary. Oh, thank you for getting your fix with me. I miss you, my sweet friend. Okay, so what I do is I tap off a little bit because I don't want it to go on super dark. Start on your paper here and go in. And then just slowly go in. You can always put more ink on. You can't take it off. So that's one thing to remember. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to just turn this a little bit, go in, and then go down lighter. Now I don't want to do my real dark part very far down. So you can see, let me bring it up. You can see how it's lighter right here. Then it goes into the Cajun Craze and then the Daffodil Delight. I'll go down a little bit. That's where I'm going to concentrate really on the edge to get it the darkest. So that's why I'm pushing a little bit harder. And that's also too can control your ink, is how hard you push on it. If you just do it lightly, you won't get as much ink on it. And sometimes I go back and forth just to fill it in. But when I'm ever going on my paper, I always start off in circles because I don't want a mark on my paper. And I'll show you. So say this was your paper here. If you just start going like this, see, you're going to get a mark, and then you're going to go in a circle, and you're going to have this dab a mark here. So you want to go, make sure you just dab a little bit and always go in off the side with your sponge in a circle. Now I'm trying to get this really dark, so I'm going to go back and forth. So I want quite a bit on here. down just a little bit more. And you just do it to your liking. No two cards are ever going to be the same. And then what I do is I go up here and I get quite a bit of my ink off up at the top, and then I'm just going to lightly go down the sides, just ever so lightly, just to give it a little bit of color. It just kind of blends everything in. Whoops, I dropped it. Sorry, I was checking to see messages while I'm doing this. See what I just did? Because that's what I was talking about. See, oh, this is really, that is really glaring on that tonight. I changed my lights, and I think that's what's doing it. But right here, see if I can show it. It's glaring. See, I got that big glob right there. So, but I'm not too worried about it because that green is going to cover it up. This green will. I apologize for the glare. I don't know which light is causing that glare right where I'm working. Maybe I'll move this off to the side a little bit. See if that helps. Whoops. Let's see if I work. Maybe if I work over in this. I don't know what it's doing tonight. It wasn't doing that earlier. I apologize. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, so now we're going to work on, I want to bring in my crushed curry. So I'm just going to blend this in a little bit more. So I'll come in with my crushed curry. Again, I want to take some off. Let's work this way. I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go from in. I'm coming in from the Cajun Craze, and I'm bringing it down. I just want to soften that a little bit more, the two colors together. I just want to blend them a little bit more, I guess is the word I want to use. Again, I don't want to get it too dark because we want that definition there. Okay, so now what I did was, so I got all that done. I'm happy with my coloring. And once you put the trees on, you can always go back and add more coloring here if you need to. Okay, so I use Memento ink, and I am using this stamp. Mine's so old, it's on wood. I've had mine for a long time. I think this was one of my first stamps I ever ordered. And I will probably never get rid of it. I'm just making sure it's inked up real well. Sometimes with these bigger stamp sets, it's easier to ink up your stamps like this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm doing this probably backwards, but I don't know why for some reason I stamped this card over here. And I don't want to go up too high because I just want some of the green on there. I don't want a lot of green. So this looks good here. Push it down. Okay, now we only need to ink up this side. We don't need to ink up the whole stamp set. So I did about half of it because I knew I wasn't going to stamp the whole stamp on here. So again, I'm eyeballing it. There's no exact measurements to this. That looks good. Put it down. And there we go with our trees. So we get our handy dandy chamois and clean this off. Yay, all nice and clean. Remember, you can cover up put a piece of paper in your case so you don't have to see how dirty it is, because that drives me bonkers. Okay, so now we're going to come in with the green. And because you need this more controlled, you are going to do, I use the sponge compared to the brayer. Again, I'm going off my paper first and coming in. And I just do a light coat first. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to push harder. because I want this quite dark. I didn't pay attention when I made this card yesterday how many times I put green on here. But I knew I wanted it pretty dark. So right now I am pushing pretty hard to get the darkness that I want. Let me really ink that up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just inking up the edge of it, and I'm going to come up to the edge right here. Now I went a little bit higher on this one right here, and that's okay because grass can go higher, but I tried to make a edge right there where the stamp lines are. But again, when you get close, you want to do circles because you want it to blend. You don't want it to be a straight line. So you can see my card now better that I have that I have color on it. I messed with my settings a little bit too on my computer. I'm going to have to adjust those. Okay. Then this one's a little bit darker than this one, but what I did was then see how they have the lines here. So I just took my sponge and I kind of followed them to get it a little bit. You know how you don't want the grasses different shades. So I just kind of played with it like that to give it a little bit of shading in there. You can see it more on this one, the shading. This one I went a little bit darker. So it's kind of hard to show where I did the shading on that one. So I think I still want this a little bit darker. So I'm going to bring the Cajun Craze back in again. So I want to add a little bit to that. There we go. There, that's what I wanted. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our sentiment. Make it black again. And I'm using the thank you from the Calligraphy Essentials down here on the bottom. So we're going to ink that up. And again, I'm going to go tip it over like this and ink it up and get it real inked. Okay, so now put it on here. Okay. Try not to get my head in there. I'm going to just line it up. And then what I did with this little piece that came in, I tried to put it, excuse me, between these little, the lines right there. And also try to center it at the same time. And there you go. Yay, it worked. Woo-hoo. Okay. So now we're going to put our card together. See what I mean about it making a huge mess? So that's why I put that there. But when I go to put my project together, I want to make sure, oh goodness, I didn't grab my adhesive, to make sure that I don't have anything on the back on here that could get on my project. So again, we have our crushed curry card base. Oh, you know what? I forgot to stamp something. Let me bring out, okay. Bring this back out. I forgot to stamp the extra piece of white paper that I have for the inside of our card. I had stamped, let's see, it's going to stamp like this. I just inked up a couple of the trees on the right-hand side. and I stamped it. Let's line this up. And I just stamped it in the corner. There. Perfect. So that's for the inside of my card. And you could also do that for your your envelope. If you're like me, where I don't send out a naked envelope, you could easily do that on your envelope too. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on the inside. I don't know about you, but I can always use thank you cards. So that's why I went with the thank you this time. Because actually, I needed one. And that person is going to get this one. Yay! So I like to do it like this. Okay, remember my trick, line up the 3 sides so they're even. And then drop it, and there you go. It's lined up perfect. Oh, of course, I grab one that's empty. Oh my goodness, good thing I have a bunch of these all ready to go. Give them 3 sides that they're even. Let's go up a little bit more. There. Okay, and there you have the finished card. Voila! Now remember, this stamp set is retiring. The calligraphy essentials for the sentiment and lovely as a tree for the trees. And remember too, free shipping during the month of May, celebrating my birthday. You need to use this host code if you're ordering online, or give me a call and I will be happy to place an order for you. Don't forget, tomorrow, go to stampinscrapper.com and it'll have all my information about my first retreat. I'm really excited about it. I hope you can join us. Thank you for stopping in, and everyone have a great evening. Bye-bye.